Yeah, I can understand that. Besides, if you still fail, you've got save states to fall back on.
Yes.
This is a tool-assisted speedrun.
Alright, we do speedruns, by the way. Didn't you know?
Oh no, it's a reference to, what the fuck is it called? A Let's Player I once watched.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still talking about the man who demanded change on the game.
Oh, that guy. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. If you are, I'm sorry. Look, if you are watching,
don't take it personally. I just think that your ideas are non-applicable to this channel.
exactly, that's our point here. That's primarily what we're making fun of. Because keep in mind, like, people
also
have said
like
the
to pull
exact
your
same
leg.
thing. That too. We're dickheads by design. Keep in mind, like, people have my entire YouTube career. I used to go on r/Let's Play critiques because I was told that's a really good place to get criticism on everything, and I participated there and so forth. Pretty much every single time I got criticism, it boiled down to, why aren't you more like Markiplier, who was very, very popular at the time, and he was absolutely everywhere. But every single person said, you've got to be doing mainstream games, you've got to be doing these weird little indie titles you find randomly, you've got to have a face cam, you've got to do this. It was just this checklist of, Markiplier is doing this, so we have to do it. And it got on my nerves, because I ended up screaming at this one guy, basically yelling at him, going, "Look, you dumb motherfucker."
No,
Oh dear, what's going on?
it's just confusion, okay.
That's easy to deal with. Oh dear.
Don't worry, guys. We're just confused.
There we go, that's good.
That didn't
That'll help.
fucking help.
It helped a little bit.
Oh yes, baby, a triple.
Oh, that's good.
Flash jewel.
That gives you wonderful pants feelings.
No! He did it to me! I'm blind! Damn it.
But yeah, it's like there was this one guy who said, "Oh, I'll critique, like, put your channel in here and I'll critique it." And I put my channel there, going,
Do it.
the kind of stuff that I do on my channel is the kind of stuff that I want to do. And I said that, look, I don't have official artwork because I don't have that kind of stuff yet. I just don't have the money to do it. And he was like, all right, fine. And then ripped through everything. Just was a complete fucking dickhead to me. And one of the things that he hits on, which was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, because it proved to me, as I was reading this, I'm going, okay, maybe this guy knows a little bit what he's talking about. And then I saw this and I'm like, all right, never mind then. This guy has no fucking clue.
What was it?
He was like, I do a series on my channel. For those of you who don't watch my channel, I do a series on it called FTA, Fun, Torture, or Adequate. It is a blind first impression series and clearly labeled as such. At the time, it was, I believe it was at about episode 47-ish, like something like that. It was right after I'd played the X3 game, if you really want to go back through and, like, specifically look at what time period we're looking for.
Uh-huh.
He ripped into it saying nobody would want to watch 47 episodes of this game. And I'm going, okay, firstly, there is such a thing as long players. Secondly, there are multiple games of which 47 episodes or more are not uncommon. Like, how many Skyrim LPs and Fallout LPs routinely go in the, like, the high 80s kind of thing? Like, how many of that happens? Secondly, it is very, very, very clearly labeled as a first impression series, and watching even the first 30 seconds of the video would identify it as such, as part of a series and not a Let's Play. And at that moment, I just realized the guy has no idea what he's talking about. He's purely using talking points. And I went looking through the other ones he did, and it was the exact same thing. He was going, okay, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, but he was giving the exact same advice every single time.
So he was just
more
copy-pasting
like not copy pasting, but effectively, yes, he was basically saying the exact same thing every single time, which is, be more like insert big YouTuber name here.
Fuck that.
And I'm going, no, fuck you right in your fucking asshole, you fucking cunt.
I want to
And I
kill
don't
your
use
ass
that
to
word.
face.
No, I don't use that word lightly. I'm aware of the impact it has. My country may use it lightly. I don't, because it has fucking impact, and this guy was an absolute fucking cunt. Because, one, if you're a new YouTuber, you want to be able to express yourself and find your own niche. The reason we are seeing so many more burnouts nowadays than we did before is because everybody is screaming at YouTubers to copy the big guys and not allowing them to have their own voice and their own style. The big guys got popular because they had their own voice, they had their own style, they had their own way of doing things. And you're effectively going to smaller guys, oh, just be more like them and you'll get views. Which crushes them when they don't get views because everybody's seen this before.
127 combos later!
You can do it. Save state now. Save state now.
Oh my god.
Save state now. That way you only have to win one more game if you have to go back.
Sorry for interrupting, but this was...
No, trust me. That was beautiful.
That was monumental success. Oh, fuck! Damn it.
And that was monumental failure.
Critical fail. You have damaged yourself by kicking a dog. God damn it.
Oh,
happens all the time in Arcanum. But yeah, it sounds like Let's Play Critique is a place for douchebags to show each other's e-penis off. That's about it.
Oh, it's not even that. It's like, okay, I used to critique people on there a lot. In order to critique in order to have your own stuff put up for critique, you have to critique 2 other people, and there was an automated moderator bot that would remove you. Thing is, the moderator bot didn't work because multiple people gave no reviews or the bare minimum of reviews so that they could spam their content and get views.
Oh, of course.
That kept happening. I'm not going to name names, but one of them was particularly egregious in this practice, and I saw them constantly on the front page of the subreddit itself.
Is it anyone that I've met before?
No.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's not anyone that I've, like, I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to name names because I don't believe in that, and I don't want to call them out on this. Because I don't start drama. I'm hoping that they've grown since then. But they were on the front page quite a lot doing stuff like this, asking for critiques. But you could tell because they're asking for critique on every single video they put out that they're just doing it to get views. And when you went back through, because I was like, wait a minute, this is like the 3rd time I've seen this person this week. I went back through their Reddit profile, and the comments on the subreddit itself were basically like, just keep up the great work, you're doing fine, stuff like that. Like the bare minimum of what was needed to bypass the auto moderator, stop them from deleting their stuff. And they were just it just pissed me off. I got them critiquing me one time, and they actually gave me decent feedback on stuff. The problem is the feedback was all on stuff that, well, either I couldn't help, so art assets, channel art, stuff like that, or stuff that, like, game choice, because at the time I was doing an older game, and I'm like, fuck you, I want to do this game. There was one guy who... I know the term Markiplier clone gets overused, but there is no other word for him. He was literally a Markiplier clone. The same mannerisms, same intro, the same gameplay choice, the same everything was just straight up Markiplier clone. And I was like, okay, look, when you're not being Markiplier, you're actually very funny. You're a legitimately good YouTuber, but you're being held back by the same thing that a lot of newer YouTubers are being held back by, this pressure to succeed and this pressure to get success quickly, to be like the big guys. I'm just going, find your own fucking voice, people. Seriously.
You know, that is also a very skewed perspective, because what defines success in the person's mind? You can't answer that. You can't answer that definitively, I want to say, because everyone's description, let's say, because I forgot the word, definition of success is different.
Well, here's the thing: is like, keep in mind, like, I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who's been doing Let's Plays for 2 years. For the entire time that I've been doing Let's Plays, I've been involved in subreddits, Twitter communities, and the Discord, of which I'm now the chief moderator and owner of. So I operate this place. I have also been part of multiple other Discords and multiple other groups that are Let's Play centric, very, very Let's Play centric. So I've seen this time and time again. What people define as success is very easy, because they get told very early in their YouTube career, you want to be doing this, 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 and this, or else you will not grow enough to get money.
Yeah, that's
because everybody
more
is
of
now
a
looking at YouTube as a job.
I want to say that's more of a universal definition.
But that is how they define success, is money.
It is
And
a
I can
skewed
perfectly
definition.
understand that, because when you monetize and when you begin to be able to monetize, that's kind of when you know you've made it on YouTube.
Of course.
Because you've gotten the level of success needed to do that. And it takes work. It takes hard work. Even just back in the day, it took hard work to be able to make more than just a couple of cents off your videos. You needed to be able to have this kind of view and the kind of reach and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very difficult. It still is very difficult to get seen on YouTube. You want to put a blue one over on the right side, dude.
Damn. Close enough.
See if you can get a green in that middle section.
But yeah,
There you go.
For the most part, yes, it is a good measurement of success when you start to make money. However, it should never be your primary measurement of success, I think.
And that's where people started failing, is it became the primary measure of success. Because everybody wants to chase the YouTube dream. Everybody wants to just get a camera and play video games for money. Because, well, let's be perfectly blunt here, playing video games for money is a pretty sweet gig.
You know what? This makes me feel like this is just another iteration of the American dream.
Agreed. It's also got to do with, I've kind of like, when you've been a Let's Player for about a year, and you haven't seen the level of success you see other Let's Players have, you tend to get very introspective about yourself, your content, and you also get very introspective about Let's Playing as a whole and what created it, what defines it. I genuinely believe that the entire point of Let's Playing and the entire success of YouTube as a platform in general came down to reality television, came down to Hollywood, came down to the idea of anybody can be a star if you work hard enough. Because there's this idea that kind of permeates a lot of America, and you see a lot of it in talent shows especially, of people just trying their hardest to get any form of fame or success. Because they define people knowing who they are and money as success as opposed to happiness or good friends or something like that. Because they've not exactly been trained to, but there's a culture surrounding this. Not just in America, but I've seen the same thing in Australia, but there is this massive culture surrounding this. And so you get a lot of it. And YouTube was kind of... Early on, YouTube was basically just for cat videos and stupid stuff and viral content, but as it grew as a platform and people started to learn, I can use this to express myself, you got people coming to the platform in order to express themselves and seek fame, whether or not they got money doing it.
Wow.
Finally, eh?
4 minutes 44 seconds. You feel terrible today? How do you think I feel?
Save state. Fucking save state.
Piece of shit.
Jesus, mate.
Oh, let us relax for a moment.
Before the hell that is going to be the mummy.
Oh yeah. Oh. But yeah, I want to say that culture of I gotta be successful by fame and money has also permeated its way into Lithuanian culture. And
yeah.
Unfortunately for us, it mixes too well with depression. Because
yeah, it really does.
Because whenever people fail, they don't just disappear. They often disappear for good. I mean,
it's not even that they disappear; it's that they self-destruct.
Oh yeah, if they don't end up killing themselves, they become alcoholics or drug abusers or criminals. Because they think, oh, I couldn't become famous on TV, I'm worthless. But that's not true.
And I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of that in the YouTube community in general, of people going, if I don't get to 1,000 or to 10,000, or if I can't monetize within like a week, or I saw one guy who literally like, I don't have 1,000 subs in a week. It's like, I'm just like, you uploaded 2 videos this week. What the fuck did you expect?
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck?
Like, but people have such high, not exactly high expectations.
I would say
but
more high demand, maybe.
I wouldn't even say that. It's very much a case of they think I am amazing, I am going to be a star, as opposed to what they are, which is I may be amazing, but I am part of thousands of millions of people trying to do this exact same thing. They don't see that they're just one very small drop in the pond, and in order to stand out, they've got to actually try their hardest. And so when you get, I always see YouTubers burn out either 6 months or at a year. I never see them burn out in 2 years and 3 years and so forth. It's always for the new guys, they'll burn out at 6 months or they'll blow up at a year. And I don't mean blow up as in go viral, I mean blow up as in they will go fucking nuts. Because they're just tired of this, they're tired of the grind, they're tired of not getting views, or at least not getting the views that they expected, or they're tired of doing the content.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to one of them. One of them was part of the Let's Play group I was a part of, oh god, long time ago. I think during when I was starting. And I asked them, okay, well, what kind of content do you do? And he said, well, I'm doing, I can't remember what it was at the time, but it wasn't Overwatch, it was something else. But it was one of the more popular shooters at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was going, okay, do you enjoy doing that? And he's like, no. Okay, well, why are you doing it then? Because it's popular. And I just said to him, okay, it is popular, that is true. But Google it. Go to YouTube, search it in the search bar, tell me how many hits you get. And he searched and it was like 30 million hits. How far? And I asked him, how far down do you think your video is? And he's like, I don't know, 50 pages? Try 1,000.
Maybe even
You're
more.
doing videos, maybe more. You're doing videos you don't like to do in a content that is very, in an area that is very oversaturated with no gimmick to be able to get you up the search rankings for things. That is why you are not seeing any views, and that is why you feel like shit.
And in this case as well, if somebody does end up finding him and they see that he is not enjoying himself, why should they care?
Yeah. My enjoyment comes out in what you do, every single thing that you do. There is a reason why, if you watch my channel, I've canceled so far in the entire time I've done this 2. And if you asked me 2 days ago, I would have said 1. I've canceled 2 series. Subnautica, because the way that I was playing was not conducive to a Let's Play and I was bored editing. And the second one was Costume Quest 2, because I just ended up despising the game for the changes that it made. And in my opinion, the changes that it made to the detriment of the game. And you could very clearly see, after about the first episode for the second and third one, you could very clearly see I was not enjoying myself. And so I scrapped the Let's Play, basically saying, look, I don't enjoy myself at this. We're through. I'll do something else, and I'll do a game that I do like. However, it comes across in what you do. And you'll also notice that for the FTAs that I do, a lot of the times I enjoy the game at the end. And I've actually gotten a comment going, oh, you seem to get very lucky with the FTAs that you do, that you actually enjoy the game. And I didn't have the heart to tell them, yeah, it's because I scrapped several of the ones that don't work out. Games that frustrate me, games that irritate me, games that I just end up hating. There's a couple of games that I did for FTA, and you can actually go back and see my thoughts on them, not from the FTA, but because I did many critiques and reviews of them. So, like, most notable being No Man's Sky, which is when I started the whole thing and what prompted me to start doing it, because I hated that game so fucking much when I started playing it that I ended up going, okay, I'm scrapping the FTA of this shit. Keep in mind, the FTA was uploading at the time I was doing that. I recorded, edited, uploaded it, and I was super happy this was going to be good because I've got it out on the day. I'm going to get some form of thing, and I kept playing while it was uploading. I'm going, this is fucking shit. after about 8 hours, I was just so fucking bored of it that I said, you know what? No, I canceled the upload, and I scripted my very first, my thoughts on, which is my thoughts on No Man's Sky, and I ripped it to shreds. I did the same thing with the Soulless project for much the same reason.
Oh, I was the unfortunate bastard who actually streamed No Man's Sky. I think.
I really would love to go back and watch streams of people playing No Man's Sky and try and pick the point that they went, "This game is fucking terrible."
I think I realized that it's a piece of shit within the first stream, but within the second or third stream, I decided to get a mod that lets me.
You got 3 whole streams?
Oh yeah, cause I wanted to get to the end of the game to see what's that all about. So I got a mod that let me jump through like 1,000 stars at a time, if not by the default number, but like 10 times as much.
I love that like within a week of the game coming out, that mod was part of the game's experience.
Well, it was necessary because we have all of these planets, and every one of them sucks.
Oh yeah, you'd occasionally find, like, you'd see people on the subreddit on Twitter sharing, "Oh, look at me, I got this amazing world." I'm like, well, wonderful, how many worlds did you have to go through to find it? It's like, several hundred.
Exactly. By that time, I wasn't even landing on planets anymore. I had a trainer for infinite stuff. I just wanted to see what the end looks like.
I got that as well.
And then I saw the end, and it just restarted the game, and I said, no.
No, goodbye, fuck off.
That was the last time I ever looked at the game.
Oh god, it was just...
I was never that disgusted by a game before. I mean, I've played some shit in my time. I mean, I think Pac-Man 2 might be the closest I've ever been.
That, by the way.
I think Pac-Man 2 may be the closest thing I've ever been to actually outraged. But I still enjoyed that game for what it was, a piece of shit to rip on. It was fun to rip on it. But No Man's Sky is just soulless.
Because it was a game. No Man's Sky is at the very start. No Man's Sky wasn't even a game. It was a to-do list. Land on the planet, get this item, transform this item into this item, then that item into another item, which I don't know why there was like 4 things to do to get fuel, by the way, because those items that you crossed it into literally had no other reason for being other than to create the next item in the series to get fuel. Bung the fuel into your fucking starship and go flying off until you need, not want, not desire, not would like to, need to land on another planet, and then repeat.
And the items never stacked.
No, they didn't. The items were very badly stacked.
It was soulless. It was made to make money.
It wasn't even soulless. I discussed this... Oh god, when was... I think I discussed this recently, actually. Actually, I think I was discussing this morning with you when I was streaming Slime Rancher.
Oh, I'm sorry. Soulless is a wrong choice of word. I suppose I should say it didn't have a soul to begin with.
No, I think I was discussing this on stream with you, and it was one of the rants that I was going on. Yeah, it was, because I was playing Slime Rancher at the time, so it had to be this morning.
Alright.
One of the things that genuinely pissed me off, as heavily as it did about not Slime Rancher, you idiot, about No Man's Sky, was that it was hyped up for years.
Oh yeah,
for a very long time.
Was crazy.
The hype train was nuts because it was going to be this great game. And let's be perfectly blunt here. They put out trailer after trailer, diary after diary, interview after interview that was saying all of this stuff is going to be in the game, all of this stuff is going to be in the game, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing this, it's going to be amazing, you're going to enjoy it. And every single one of those things was a lie. On the subreddit for No Man's Sky, there is this incredible post of somebody that went through every single one of the promises that they made and rips it to shreds, going which ones were implemented, which ones weren't. Rips it to shreds.
Would you say that Sean Murray out Peter Molyneux the Peter Molyneux?
Sean Murray should never work in the fucking games industry again, and you can quote me on that.
Alright, quoted. Bang.
Get the fuck out.